the savings this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Southeast 38th Street open daily till 4. Saturdays till 3. They're in the same blooming place since 1952.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Coffee. 9:30 on a Friday. That means Schmitz is in the studio. She's here digging around in a bag or something. I don't know what she's doing. She's who knows? You know, she's my wife and she's in charge. I have no idea what she's doing.
I'm sorry, love.
She just knows what I'm doing, and I have no idea what she's doing, and that's called a relationship, I guess. I have no idea. Hey, you know, it's National Kiss Me Day.
Is it?
You didn't bring me a Hershey's Kiss.
I brought you a cake.
Kiss Me Day.
Well, can I kiss you on the lips?
Oh, okay. Well, not on live radio. It's bad radio.
Is it bad radio?
Yeah, bad radio.
Okay, well, later.
So I want to talk to you because I know you've been going and trying to make yourself knowledgeable about the election coming up, even though you don't live in the city. You still own a business in the city, and you spend most of your day in the city because of your business.
Yes.
So you've been going around trying to make yourself as knowledgeable about the people who are running for election. You've been to quite a few forums. You've been to different things, mornings, evenings.
Yes.
I found out that something I didn't know, and I don't know if you knew it. We live in one of the alcoves that a lot of the candidates say need to be shored up and need to be brought into the city.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because we have Ocala utilities and everything. We have City of Ocala utilities and everything.
We do.
But we live in the county.
Right.
But yet we're serviced by the City of Ocala for everything.
Right.
So we're one of those alcoves that they're talking about.
Oh.
That we get city services, but yet we don't live in the city.
That's good to know. I didn't actually put that together. Now,
I didn't put it together until the other day when the lights went out. And coming through the
city.
neighborhood was Ocala Electric.
Yeah, and this is really, this particular election is really, it's also a learning tool for me.
Because you're new to the area.
Well, I'm not only new to the area, but I've never really got involved in politics before. But let me tell you why. Now, national politics, yes. I would try to stay, educated on that. But local politics, I never lived in a town long enough. I moved roughly every 18 months for about a 10-year span, 13-year span.
And you're from Chicago, so you thought all politicians were crooked anyway.
Well, since I moved so much, I'm like, why should I vote in the locals? Let the people that live here make those decisions. But now
Ocala's now your home.
Ocala is now our home.
Because I'm not leaving.
And we'll talk about that. But now this is our home. This is where we started our businesses.
Where we started our life together.
This is where we started our life together. And now it's like, okay, I finally am ready to get involved. Not to mention, I mean, you yourself are just a wealth of information. And as much as people probably won't believe this, but you don't try to sway me. You just try to give me factual information that you have.
It's not my job to sway you.
And then you are gracious enough to let me. I mean, I know you do it because you're my husband and you kind of have to, but then I just ask you random questions and you educate me on the whole voting process and what it means in the city charter. I didn't know about any of that, and you really take
as long as you don't try to do it during a Falcons game or a Braves game or a Gator game or Georgia Southern game, I'll talk to you about it.
Well, you let me talk during the commercials.
I do let you talk during the commercials.
Yes, so during the breaks.
Like here,
Yes.
But-
So it has been, you know what, and I also think it's been very gracious. Now, I do my Friday morning breakfast.
But this is your first time in your adult life since you've been able to vote
Yes.
that you've really taken a interest in a local election.
Yes, and I'm 48.
Right. But you moved, like you said, it's not apathy. It was, I'm not going to be here long enough anyway. Why should my vote influence what's going to happen? Because I'll be gone.
Right. I just decided to let the
That's actually a pretty nice decision on your part.
Yeah, let the people who are going to...
You were a carpetbagger for most of your life, basically.
I was.
I mean, really,
yes.
literally.
Yes.
You
Even
went
when
from
I lived overseas.
And unlike me, even though I went from town to town opening restaurants, I always had my home base back where I lived.
Right.
I was only in an area for 6-8 months, and I was home every weekend because I'm just not doing it. But you literally were all over the world. I mean, you spent time in Europe. You lived in England for a while. Mm-hmm. So you're a vagabond with a job skill.
Yes, thank you.
But now you brought the job skill here, and you've settled in Ocala.
Yes.
So let's talk then about what's been the most eye-opening thing about local politics. Not an individual, but something that you went, wow, I didn't know it was like that at the local level.
I'll honestly, first of all, the graciousness of almost all of the candidates, and I have to say almost all, for them to take time, even though we don't have a vote, to take time and talk to us and so that we would understand their position, because we do have businesses within the city limits. That was surprising to me. So like I was mentioning, my Friday morning breakfast that I meet with, a half a dozen small business owners or more. Some of the candidates, everyone was invited to come, and some of them showed up, and you're showing up for 6 people.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Howdy folks, RL here from Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Aside.
When asked, 1 out of 1 morning host on WOCA, that's me, says Formaggio's Pizza and Italian Restaurant is the best pizza and Italian in Ocala. Formaggio's is located at 1053 Northeast 14th Street. They're open for lunch and dinner Monday through Friday with lunch specials that change daily. They also are open for dinner on Saturdays. Dine in or carry out. Call 352-509-3661 so you can experience the deliciousness of Formaggio's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. Now I'm hungry. No.
WOCA.
The fruit tree that is thought to be one of the earliest cultivated plants in human history. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
I was probably a little bit like you. There was a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines. I didn't know what to believe, and I tell you, everyone has an opinion. Some of my friends got vaccinated and some were against it. But I knew this was an important decision, so I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. It's your call, so talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Great news, Florida farmers. The Florida legislature has passed hemp legislation allowing hemp to be grown. The alternative crop of the future is coming soon to Florida. With more than 25,000 different uses, hemp is the less water, less fertilizer, cover crop you've been waiting for. I'm Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Freed. Learn the facts.
Buying and selling? Then you know about OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's internet marketplace. But there's something you might not know. I'm Michael Warren, president of USA for Sale. We created Ocala for Sale in 1998 with a passion to connect buyers and sellers and to help local businesses reach shoppers online. On Ocala for Sale, you're just a click away from thousands of deals for real estate, rentals, cars, furniture, appliances, horses, pets, and more. Looking for a job? Our Help Wanted section is booming. Shopping the villages and beyond? Now you'll find great deals on villages for sale, as well as our new statewide classified, Florida for Sale. Log on today and post your free classified. You'll reach thousands of shoppers who check our listings every day. Are you a business looking to get a corner on the internet marketplace? USA for Sale can help you reach your target audience in Ocala, the villages, and statewide. There's no better place to reach shoppers than right where they shop. Let us show you how. Learn more by calling 352-629-1663 or visit us online at usaforsale.com.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Shipped offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Shipped at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
That's right, we're back. Coming up to the 10 o'clock hour. Dumb Crook News, 10 o'clock hour. And then the Oriole candidates will be in here at 10:30. Manal Fakori and the incumbent Kent Gwynn. And before we went to break, Susan Schmitz is in here from Just Shipped. Before we went to break, I was saying that the City Council, District 1, District 3, District 4, and District 5, while there are differences between the candidates, there's not that much of a difference between the candidates. Save for Barbara Fitos, maybe. Most of the candidates, while it's a nonpartisan position, most of the candidates are conservative Republicans. I would say that. And even though they're not running, under a Republican or Democrat, their views are more to the right than to the left. and all of them. So they all have some agreement on how to do things. They all want to have a better fire department. They want to have a better police department. They want to have, stronger ways to make sure that people don't get fired when they think they shouldn't be fired. Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. All kind of issues. But they all basically agree. They just have slight different ideas of how to achieve what they all agree on. That's not the case in the mayor's race.
Oh, it's so different.
You got black and white, day and night.
You got day and night.
Winter and summer.
And remember, Manel came to our breakfast.
She certainly did.
She did.
And by the way, say what you want about Manal Fakor, and I know there's some people out there that have said mean, ugly things about her on Facebook and everything. I asked her to come on this radio program. She's listened to the program. She knows how I lean. She goes, I look forward to it. Just tell me when I have to be there.
Right. She always just like Kent as well. Both of them always making themselves available.
Good for both of them.
During this race.
Yeah. Neither one have shied away from people that they may not agree with. Neither one has shied away from going and speaking to them anyway.
And she didn't ask for the questions up front.
Nope.
She's ready for it.
She's
Kent.
good. So is Kent. Kent didn't ask for questions up front either. Mm-hmm. And so I really applaud both of them. But in a city where usually you're splitting hairs on the differences between candidates, that's not the case for the mayor. Mm-hmm. One wants a strong police force with any tool that can be offered, if it's old military equipment and everything, to make sure that they stay more armed than the bad guys. The other candidate thinks that maybe the military style is something that breeds people not trusting the police, and that should go away. One thinks that there should be no oversight committee. The other one thinks there should be a civilian oversight committee. I mean, this is day and night, these two candidates.
It is. I still don't get the whole. I mean, I understand the premise of the military police type deal. I don't see it here in Ocala, though.
Oh, it's here.
I don't.
When you see SWAT, they're dressed in BDUs and stuff.
No, I just saw SWAT at breakfast. They were in a regular uniform. They had
some of them, but some of them are not. They wear BDUs.
But it's the SWAT team. They're supposed to be invisible.
And
are they not?
And we have.
Isn't that their job?
And we have military style equipment that can knock the side of a house down if need be to get, And by the way, I had a very good friend.
Isn't that just being prepared?
Of course it is, in my opinion. And in some other people's opinion, it could be you're trying to scare us into doing what you want us to do. I can see the other side of the argument, but I'll tell you this: I know of a situation here in town where a woman in her twilight years was taken hostage by someone, and they brought the military. This was the sheriff's department, not the city police. Brought the piece of equipment out, the battering ram that could knock down the side of a house and everything. And the people whose loved one was being held hostage was glad that piece of equipment was there.
Right.
Now, it all ended well. Mm-hmm. The loved one got out and everything. The moron was arrested. He's in prison now. But nobody said, hey, that's too much like the military. We don't want that on site. They were glad it was there because they wanted their loved one out safe.
We talked about this morning as well, about I think the position for Manel, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is like if you call 911 to maybe send a mental health worker and not the police.
I'm not clear on that,
okay.
But we're going to ask her about it when she's here at 10:30.
Okay, but here's my question. If I'm calling 911, do you know what I want? I want the police, I want an ambulance, or I want a fire department. That's what I want. That's why I'm calling that number. If I want a mental health
I'd call
person,
1-800-MENTAL-HEALTH if I wanted a mental health person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm actually calling that emergency number, it's because
you have
there's
an
emergency.
And a psychologist or psychiatrist or a social worker isn't going to help in that emergency. They may help in the aftermath of that emergency, but during that emergency, I want force to come out and take the situation over.
Right.
That's just how I feel. Not everybody may feel that way. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks with Tom and Susan.
Yeah, good morning. This is in Philadelphia where the state police dropped a satchel charge on a house and burned down 2 blocks. Let's come back to real.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
Have a good day.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Jim.
And if you can get some of this equipment that will help you better do your job for pennies on the dollar, why not do it? That's my opinion. But that's why I like this. That's why I'm more in tune to this race than any of the other races during this election cycle, because you have 2 different avenues of how to achieve what they think is best for Ocala. You're not splitting hairs with these 2.
Right.
And by the way, I think every candidate I've talked to, that I've interviewed this week, I can't speak for one candidate, but every candidate I've spoken to this week, I believe they have what is best for Ocala as their agenda. They disagree on how to get to what's best for Ocala.
Right.
As Manal Fakori and Kit Gwynn will disagree on on the process to get to a better Ocala. I think everybody that I've spoken to this week running for office, they have the community of Ocala as the reason they're running to better that. They're not doing it, just for their own good and everything. They're doing it because they believe in this community.
Right.
They love this community, and they want to make a difference in this community.
And how fantastic it is that so many people are out there, throwing their hat in the ring, because
15 people
decided to do that because they want to be a service to the community.
And I won't tell you who to vote for. That's completely up to you. I don't live in the city. But my favorite candidate out of the whole group, and this has nothing to do with voting, just in the conversations I've had with them and the joy they have for what they're doing and running.
Can I guess?
It's not difficult.
Barry Mansfield?
No. Barry's a good guy.
I'm a big fan.
Barry's a good guy. I'm really partial as a person, not political, nothing voting-wise. Curtis is my buddy.
Oh, Curtis, yes.
Curtis Jones, good guy.
Yeah.
And as honest as the day is long. He says,
yes.
I don't know that answer, but I can start looking for it.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. If I thought I knew everything, I shouldn't have this job. You don't know everything. He's as real gets.
You know what I think?
And that's refreshing in this day and age.
You know what I think you should do?
What?
After all the race is over?
Yep.
You should have him on the radio.
Oh, I'm planning on that. We'd be great on the radio together.
It would be great on the radio. He is.
Curtis and I would have a great time on this radio.
I heard him speak at the where was it, the police union?
FOP in the fire union.
Yeah. There, and he was the exact same way. He's like, you know what? I've gone around here and here and here, but I don't have that information. I'm sorry.
You think that may be why I like the guy so much is, people whenever they talk about me, they go, I'm surprised that the guy on the radio with his over the top, attitude and his loud nature and everything, and his matter of fact telling you to shut up if you don't like things and everything. We thought that was an act, but then we get to know you, and that's who you are away from the radio too. And I believe Curtis is exactly the guy we see, whether he's at a forum talking about politics or whether he's picking out, fruit at a fruit stand on Silver Spring Boulevard. Well, he would be the same guy.
The same guy.
And I think that's why I literally gravitate towards him, because, like it or not, I'm the same guy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Oh, boy, you don't have to tell me that.
I know. Hey, tell people real quick about Just Shipped. You got about a minute?
Oh, hi, people. I wasn't prepared for that. Just Shipped, we reverse engineered retail shipping where we come to you. Again, you don't need a box or bubble wrap or anything. You just hand me the present going to Nana or to your cousin, and we box it up and ship it out for you. For a small pickup fee plus shipping. Right. And I have flat rate fees. Right. So in the lower 48. So the lower 48. That doesn't sound right. Continental 48. Thank you. The lower 48's right, too. Though. So info@justship.net, or you can call me at 352-234-3840. Susan Schmitz. Didn't even know it was National Kiss Me Day. Didn't
Didn't bring me a Hershey's Kiss.
But I brought you like a blueberry cake.
It's not a Hershey Kiss. Not a Hershey's Kiss.
You're never happy.
Coming up next, it's Dumb Crook News. Joe Martone joined the show. Wonder why? Because it's Dumb Crook News. Right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch Headlines.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch Headlines on the Southeast AgNet. Darren Sturter reporting.
USA
Working
Radio
with peanut
News
brokers
with
gives you
Lance
some
Fry.
indication of what the
Evacuation
market
flights
is
from
like
Afghanistan
for peanut
resumed with
farmers
new
across the
urgency on Friday,
Southeast.
a day after
According to
two
one
suicide
broker, he
bombings
said that
targeted desperate people
82%
fleeing the
overall
Taliban
of the U.S.
takeover.
crop
And the new number is
composed
more than
of the
100
runner-type
people
variety.
killed, not including
And
the
that
13
makes
U.S.
that
military
13%
troops
is
caught in the
Virginia
terrorist
type,
attacks.
3%
The United States
Spanish,
says further attempted
and 2%
attacks are expected
Valencia,
ahead
the
of
four
Tuesday's
types of
deadline
peanuts.
for foreign
He
troops
said
to
the
leave
Southeast runner
Afghanistan,
market
ending
generally
America's
has a
longest war.
softer
We're in
tone with
constant
so much
contact
being
with the
produced
Taliban, working
and
to
the
ensure
expected
civilians have
increase
safe
in
passage to the
yield.
airport. We are particularly focused on our engagements on making sure every American who wants to leave can get to the airport.
As President Biden relies on our enemies to provide security around the Kabul airport for the Afghan withdrawal, 1,000 likely American voters in a recent Rasmussen poll found that 52% of the respondents said they were not confident that Biden was physically and mentally up for the job. USA Radio News.
With raging wildfires and a busy hurricane and storm season, how do you keep your pets safe and sound? I'm Dr. Jose Arce, President of the American Veterinary Medical Association, with a few steps to help stay safe. In a nutshell, make a plan, build an emergency kit, and stay up to date on the latest news. For example, have an evacuation plan with a neighbor or friend, put together an emergency kit with several days' food, medicine, first aid, and grooming items, and tune into the latest news and weather so you know what's in store. It is important to make sure your pet has all their tags and IDs, and keep a recent photo of your pet on hand, just in case. Be sure to microchip your pet in the event you get separated, and check with your veterinarians for more information on how to prepare. Be sure to log on to avma.org for more valuable information about pets and disaster preparedness planning. That's avma.org.
Students who borrowed money to go to ITT Tech will have their loans forgiven. Tim Berg explains.
The U.S. Department of Education will forgive over $1 billion in loans from borrowers who attended ITT Technical Institute. The department saying any students who did not finish their degree on or after March 31st, 2008 because of the school's closure in 2016 will have their loans forgiven. This affects about 150,000 borrowers, and about 43% are in default. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona saying ITT misled students about its financial state by convincing them to take out private loans on unaffordable terms. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
The Supreme Court blocked President Biden's moratorium on evictions in his 6-3 ruling on Thursday. The case reached the Supreme Court after the Alabama Association of Realtors and other plaintiffs sued the Department of Health and Human Services. USA Radio News.
The fruit tree that is thought to be one of the earliest cultivated plants in human history. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
I was probably a little bit like you. There was a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines. I didn't know what to believe, and I tell you, everyone has an opinion. Some of my friends got vaccinated and some were against it. But I knew this was an important decision, so I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. It's your call, so talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Great news, Florida farmers. The Florida legislature has passed hemp legislation allowing hemp to be grown. The alternative crop of the future is coming soon to Florida. With more than 25,000 different uses, hemp is the less water, less fertilizer, cover crop you've been waiting for. I'm Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Freed. Learn the facts about growing hemp at freshfromflorida.com today. That's freshfromflorida.com.
A date palm might not be most gardeners' first choice when it comes to growing fruit, but for people in the right climate, growing dates is a brilliant choice. The trees are long-lived, produce a heavy crop, and have relatively few pests and diseases that bother them. You can find dates growing in places like Southern California, Arizona, and Southern Nevada. More recently, gardeners are growing date palms in Louisiana and Texas. With over 3,000 varieties worldwide, it pays to see what's available in your area and what grows well. Some are more cold tolerant than others, while some need specific soil. Check with your local nursery to see what does best in your particular climate. Although planting by seeds is not very reliable, it can be a fun experiment and is great for kids. Date palms need good amounts of fertilizer. Make sure when you first plant your tree, you dig in well-rotted manure. As the tree matures, fertilize with manure or commercial fertilizer targeted at fruit trees. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny with a heavy thunderstorm this afternoon. Watch for flooding on streets and poor drainage areas. High today 86 to 88. And becoming partly cloudy tonight, the low 75 to 79. Saturday and Sunday both will have clouds and sunshine with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoons. High both days 89 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
September 21st. September 21st. Why do I keep repeating September 21st? Because that's when Ocala residents have the privilege of helping determine how Ocala is governed. By voting, Ocala residents then have a voice in local issues. Every vote matters. Voting is a privilege. It's also your responsibility. If you don't vote, you give up the right to complain about the outcome. So what are you going to be doing on September 21st? You're going to go out and vote September 21st.
It's rodeo time in Ocala. The 39th annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo returns to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion September 3rd and 4th, 7:30 nightly. Witness the superstars of the PRCA as cowboys ride to help children walk. For tickets and information, check out OcalaShrineRodeo.com for broncs, bulls, and babes. The Ocala Shrine Pro Rodeo, September 3rd and 4th, 7:30 nightly.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Hour number 3 coming up at 10:30. Kick to in and with the last of the tennis
in the house, didn't they say?
Joe Martone in the house with us. That must be the time for
your hearing pleasure, Dumb Crook News.
That's right, time for Dumb Crook News. We go all the way to the continent of Australia.
I can't do an Australian accent.
Yeah,
it's the only one I can't do.
It's the only one you can't do.
Dan can do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I can't. Shrimp on the barbie. That's all I got.
Maybe the dingo ate you, baby.
I don't.
In Australia,
What?
a thief broke into a Melbourne bakery. He thought he'd went into the right room, come down out of the ceiling into a locked storeroom.
Oh, well, if you're on the inside, you should be able to get out of a locked storeroom.
He was captured on closed-circuit television, stacking containers, chairs, and bins in a desperate attempt to climb back up into the roof. Cameras rolled for 30 minutes as he attempted to scale the pile, crashed to the ground at least 5 times. The would-be burglar eventually freed himself, and as he walked outside, the police took him into custody. So here's a guy that not only is he breaking into a bakery where he thinks he's going to get lots of money, he breaks in and falls into the only room that's locked from the outside, so he can't get out of the room. Then he fights to get out of the room, finally gets out of the room after falling 5 times, and goes right into the hands of the police. because they're waiting for him outside. Dumb crook. I mean, that's just a myriad of bad luck there. He goes into a locked storeroom that's locked from the outside only, so then he tries to get back out. The alarm's been tripped. So the police are waiting for him outside when he finally gets out.
Tripped on the inside. He rattled the door.
Because it came through the ceiling or something, probably tripped something. Yeah. We go to the United Kingdom for the next story.
Really?
Yep.
United Kingdom.
Yep.
That's London and all that?
Uh-huh. Okay. 32-year-old man was jailed.
Uh-huh.
He was trying to break into a house. They found him, though, as he was trying to leave the house.
Yeah.
He stepped onto a balcony railing, lost his footing. Lucky for him,
there was a pool in the yard?
As he went falling over the rail, his foot got lodged in between the thickets of the rail.
Oh, no.
So he didn't fall 3 stories to his death.
But
he was dangling there when the owner got home to see him dangling there and called the cops. They had to bring the fire brigade out and everything.
With all that, think of it, Tom. You're upside down. Your ankle is between 2 rails.
Yes.
Not only are you embarrassed, that's the first thing.
Right.
The second thing, or it might be the second thing, I don't know, but the pain.
Yeah.
The pain.
Yeah.
And then what do? Help me. I'm hanging here upside down because I was,
I don't know.
What were you doing over there?
Yeah.
Breaking windows.
Breaking and entering.
No, he didn't, did he?
Here we are in the United States for this next story.
Oh, we're back home? Over the pond?
Man, 40-year-old man walked into a bank, handed the cashier a threatening note that read, "Be quick, be quiet." Actually, it said, "Be quick, be quit." Instead of, he didn't put the E on quiet.
Oh, you know how many typos we see?
Give me your cash or I'll shoot.
Give me your cash or I'll shoot.
The bank teller obliged, handed him $400.
Oh. $400?
Out of her drawer. The thief, though, had overlooked a major fact that led to him getting caught.
What?
He had scribbled the threatening note.
On what?
On his paycheck stub. Complete with his name and home address.
So when he got home?
The Illinois State Police went and arrested him at his home.
Ding dong, this is an Avon calling.
By the way, recovered all $400.
Ding dong, full of our
You know. How about a blank piece of paper next time?
Oh, no, this is like, what was it? I heard this a while back. He went to rob somebody, and the guy hit the button, beep, and before he got out the front door, the cops were there.
Yeah.
How did they get there so fast?
Probably right next to the police station.
Across the street.
Yeah, exactly. That's like, I remember 8 or 9 years ago, somebody robbed a bank that's in the far left part of the parking lot from the police station.
Okay.
And they got him right away, and I was like, well, of course they did. They robbed the bank that's in the police station parking lot. Moron.
That's like going to that pizza place downtown right on Pine Street?
Right
next to the police department?
Right, exactly.
And all the other fine establishments.
This one in Germany.
Germany, okay.
A wannabe thief had obviously watched too much television. 29-year-old tried to break into his neighbor's apartment by using his bank card. Just pop it in there.
Yeah, that's fine. No touch. Just look.
Yeah, pop it in there.
Yeah.
I'll push the lock open. I'll go in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he broke off his card.
What?
The part of the card he broke off.
With his name and number?
With his name on it. He also woke the neighbor up who was trying to break into. So when the victim got the card and everything, he called the police. He said, "It's my guy across the hall from me," because he knew his neighbor's name.
Oh, that was nice. At least they knew their neighbor's name.
Yeah, the other half of the broke card
was in his wallet.
Was on his kitchen table when the police arrested him.
Yep, they fit.
Finally,
fit together.
Finally, for this segment, in Canada.
Oh.
A Canadian criminal got caught.
A Canuck?
Because he called in to the police station to clarify something. See, the police had put out a Facebook post saying that this person had stolen certain items during a break-in.
Uh-huh.
He called aggravated.
Oh.
Because they were lying about him. He didn't steal that. He said, here's what I stole, gave him a list of everything he stole. While they had him on the phone for 7.5 minutes, they were able to trace the call and arrested him and recovered all of the
You know what really bothers
items.
me? You know what really bothers me? These people vote.
It's a good tie-in for what's coming up. Good tie-in. We're going to take a break. When we come
No, we're
back.
not. No, we're not. Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
I didn't take a break.
Don't touch it. You can't take a break. We're going to keep walking and talking.
Okay. I need to actually pay bills.
Technical job is being done behind the scenes. You can't touch any of that.
Well, can I thank Palm Garden, Tim Flooring, stuff like that? Can I do that?
If you like. If you like, you're still talking. Either way, you're
I don't
still
know what's
talking.
going on beside.
I do, but that's why I made the
back to that.
I made the call, and the call worked.
I end up throwing that out on the runway.
That's all right, as long as you get paid for a new one. It's all right.
So let's just start then with dumb crooks always are. I can't play with dumb crook music either. I'm just.
I'll do that.
I'm gonna mess.
And now, Dumb Crook News, brought to you by.
Yeah, who knows? But this is. It's a part of Dumb Crook News that concerns.
Right home. It hits home.
Florida.
We don't have any dumb crooks in Florida.
In Tampa.
Oh.
Police arrested a 33-year-old man after he and an accomplice attempted to grab the takings of a fishing gear shop. They went in to try to steal the money that had been taken in that day at the fishing gear. Instead of snatching the cash drawer, they took off with the computer terminal.
What?
Yeah. But as they did that, they left fingerprints everywhere, which police had no problem tracing.
Oh, so they had a record.
Well, yes, they had a record. These two would-be thieves, they were easy to find, and they saw the connection right away because they were cellmates that had just recently been released from prison. So either they were robbing it to get money, or they were robbing it and didn't get the money, but they took something, so then they go back to jail because they wanted 3 hots and a cot. I don't know which one it is. But if you don't steal the cash drawer and you steal the computer terminal and leave all your fingerprints, I have a thinking either you're a dumb, you are a dumb crook, but
that's it.
Are you trying to get back inside? Because that's where you went.
Well, there's stories out there that men have been released from prison and they could not cope with society. They weren't going to be crooks anymore or whatever they did. Yeah. But, like, one of them worked at a grocery store, and he put his hand up, and the manager came, can I help you? I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was from the Shawshank Redemption, Joe.
Was that Shawshank?
Yeah. Then he ended up hanging himself in his hotel room because halfway house room.
I didn't want to go all the way to there, but okay.
That's Shawshank Redemption.
You bet it I am.
That's real life Shawshank.
Same thing. Yeah.
So, this Florida guy, these two, their fingerprints were readily known to the cops because they had just finished a prison sentence. Yeah. In Jacksonville, my hometown.
Jacksonville, Florida?
My hometown. Jacksonville. Somebody said, where are you from? South Georgia. What part? Jacksonville.
Where were you born?
Jacksonville, St. Luke's Hospital on 8th Street, Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
But Jacksonville's really more Georgia than it is Florida. Trust me when I tell you this.
Oh, really?
And where I lived in Callahan, where I grew up in Callahan, it's up in that little knob of Florida where you actually drive west to go into Georgia. You don't drive north. Okay. Jacksonville.
Yes.
Jonathan Parker broke into a home.
Home invasion.
He took $11,000 worth of items from the home.
Whoa!
In three pillowcases out of the home.
3 pillowcases, $11,000.
Fortunately for the residents, though,
what?
Parker did something that made him easy to find.
He stole their car too?
Nah, he decided to check his Facebook account on their computer while he was there. Then left the account open.
John P. Stupid.
Yeah. Hey, I'm robbing this house. I got to get in and out. But, I may miss some sort of funny meme on Facebook. Let me check real quick and see if I can do it.
Well, this is...
And then he forgot to log out.
This is where our society has come to, where you can't live without your phone. Have you ever forgotten your phone at home?